3, 2, 1, go!
Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, it is KingNido here, and today we come to you from New Marvel City, where the Dark type Devils are hosting the Shimudi Keepers, and the Flying types are starting out with Charizard and Hawlucha as they try to work their way into the Elite Four. It is Drapion and Pangoro starting out for the Dark types as they try to stay in the Masters Age. That Night Days from Hawlucha won't be very effective there on Pangoro, however it will lower its accuracy. Charizard going for the Shadow Punch. This also won't be very effective on Pangoro, as we have Drapion going for the Play Rough onto Hawlucha. Now that is a super effective hit, doing huge damage to the fighting Flying type. The Metal Sound from Pangoro is going to greatly lower that special defense of the Cantonian Fire starter Pokemon being Charizard. Hawlucha going for the Morning Sun, looking to already restore some health in this matchup. Now the Flying types have a 4-game win streak. There's the longest in the PokeType League currently as we speak, as Charizard with the double hit onto Drapion is going to connect with both those moves. Very little chip damage being done there, but Drapion going for the Volt Tackle in response. That is a massive hit there onto Charizard. It is now such an easy target. Drapion gets some recoil damage, but Pangoro goes for the Night Slash, and this should finish it off, and it does with the critical hit as well, just to ensure that elimination. Charizard taken out. The Devil's getting an early lead, and Noivern comes out and immediately goes for the Shell Side Arm onto Drapion there, who is part Poison type, so it's not very effective. Hawlucha follows it up with a Body Slam hit onto Pangoro, and it is going to get that paralysis onto Pangoro, as well as the soothing aromatherapy from Drapion is immediately going to cure Pangoro of that paralysis. A fantastic follow-up as Pangoro with the Zen Headbutt now is going to connect on Hawlucha. That super effective move has taken out Hawlucha from this matchup. This is a great start for the Devils, as Gyarados comes out with that Intimidate ability, is going to lower that attack stat of Drapion, but Pangoro with the Scrappy ability will not have that 124 base attack lowered. Noivern with the Yawn is going to look to put Pangoro to sleep, who has had a fantastic start to this matchup, and Drapion throws those Stealth Rocks onto the side of the Shimudi Keepers. That is going to be great, as the Flying types will be hit with that when they come out onto the field, and the Scold from Gyarados gets a great hit there onto Pangoro, who responds with the Ice Shard. Surely Pangoro should have gone for the Ice Shard on the part Dragon type being Noivern here. Noivern goes for the Stockpile, still yet to get an elimination this season. That has been terrible for Noivern and the Shimudi Keepers, who definitely want to see this Pokemon have an impact in this matchup. Now the Psyshock doesn't affect Drapion, but the Electro Ball from Pangoro onto Noivern gets the critical hit, and that time it should have gone for Gyarados, as Pangoro finally falls asleep after that Yawn, and the Glare does fail, as Drapion with the Steel Wing onto Noivern, doing very little chip damage there. But Gyarados is going to set up for the Meteor Beam. It is going to boost its special attack. It is more of a physical attacker, but again it does get that special attack boost. We'll see that connect in the next turn. But Pangoro is still asleep on the field, as Noivern going for the Vacuum Wave onto Drapion. That critical hit, and Drapion still holds on as Drapion sets up the light screen. It's going to make its side stronger against special moves here, but I do not think it will be able to prevent this Meteor Beam that is going to come from Gyarados onto Drapion. That may have been a little bit of overkill, but it gets the elimination. Drapion is taken out. The Shimudi Keepers able to get a much needed elimination in this matchup, as Pangoro is still asleep on his field. And it is Umbreon now coming out for the New Marvel Devils, immediately hit with the dual Wing Beat, and it is revealed to be Zoroark in its illusion. That illusion did not last very long. Those 2 hits doing huge damage to the illusion Pokemon. In fact, the Zoroark with the Fake Out on the Gyarados is going to cause it to flinch, and Pangoro is still fast asleep after such a fantastic start. Pangoro is getting so much rest, and the aromatherapy does fail on the field here. But Zoroark with the Shockwave going for Noivern. Again, they do not go for the electric type move onto Gyarados, who is quad weak, but the Cross Poison from Gyarados is going to take out Pangoro, who had a great start as I said, but then after falling asleep had no impact, as Mandibuzz comes out now for the New Marvel Devils. It is the Teeter Dance now from Noivern. It is going to confuse everyone on the field, including its own teammate in Gyarados, as the Shimudi Keepers are holding their own. Both these sides have 4 Pokemon remaining, and the Keepers look like they may be building the momentum here, but Zoroark is able to successfully get off the Circle Throw here onto Gyarados. Not very effective, doing very little damage. Does send Gyarados back to the bench, and it's Aerodactyl coming out in its place, being dragged out onto the field, and immediately lands in those Pointed Stones doing damage to the part flying type, as Mandibuzz does damage to itself in its confusion. Aerodactyl is going to set up for a future sight onto Zoroark, but they are immune to psychic type moves that will not connect in the future. However, that flavor of it does connect on Zoroark. It is super effective and it gets the elimination. The Shimunu Keepers have taken the lead now, as Mandibuzz snaps out of its confusion already and goes for the false swipe onto Noivern, who is not a shiny Pokemon, may I remind you, as Crocodile comes out for the Numerable Devils now, and Aerodactyl with the ally switch. It is going to switch places with Noivern here, see if that favors the Shimunu Keepers at all, but Noivern with the Synthesis is going to get its health restored, and may I remind you, it just got its first elimination of the season. Well done to Noivern. It was about time, as Crocodile with the Poltergeist going for Aerodactyl, who hitting it with its own Leopard Beak. Gets a fantastic hit there as well. That Focus Blast is avoided by Noivern from Mandibuzz. The high horsepower does not affect Mandibuzz being part flying type, and Noivern with the no retreat, it is going to give a boost to all of its stats here, but it can no longer escape. It's not going to try and run away anyway. All of these Pokemon will battle till the very end, as Crocodile with the Struggle Bug will connect on both Aerodactyl and Noivern. It's not very effective on either of them, however, it will lower that special attack stat of both these flying type Pokemon. Mandibuzz does follow that up now with the Poison Sting onto Noivern, and Crocodile would have taken that future sight attack if it wasn't immune to such moves. That Retaliate though from Noivern gets a good hit there onto Mandibuzz, thanks to that part Dark type that it has, and Mandibuzz does have its defense lowered due to the weak armor, but gets a good speed boost here and goes for the Electro Web. This will be super effective on both. Well, sorry, not on both, but just on Aerodactyl. It is going to lower that speed of Noivern, but it gets the elimination of Aerodactyl, which is even more key. That Dragon type and prevents it from being super effective here onto Noivern. We're going to see Gyarados come back out onto the field shortly, but Noivern having its speed lowered thanks to the Task Shot from Crocodile. Gyarados is going to land in those pointed stones, but that Intimidate ability does get activated again, lowering the attack of both Crocodile and Mandibuzz now. Now Crocodile does have 117 base attack. The Ember won't be very effective on Gyarados from Mandibuzz, as Crocodile follows it up with the Boom Burst. This hits everybody on the field. Gyarados is able to hold on, and that Lands of Wrath won't affect Mandibuzz. It does connect with Crocodile, gets an okay hit there. That Fake Out does fail as well, but Mandibuzz going for the Meteor Mash. This will finish Gyarados off. The Numerable Devils have now taken back the lead. It's a huge back and forth matchup, as Crocodile follows it up with the Psybeam onto Noivern, doing very little damage here. And that Sing is avoided by Crocodile from Noivern, and it's Scyther that's going to land in those pointed stones. It's going to do massive damage to it. It hasn't even gone for a move yet, but those pointed stones doing, as I said, massive damage, being weak to those rocks. That Dream Eater will fail, but Crocodile goes for the Brutal Swing, hits everybody on the field here. Not very effective on its own teammate Mandibuzz, which is great. It is also going to lower that defense though with Mandibuzz, again boosting the speed due to that weak armor hidden ability that it has. Noivern though goes for the Floral Healing. This is actually going to help the Dark types. It's going to restore the health of Mandibuzz. I'm sure Mandibuzz is very grateful, but don't be confused, they are not on the same side. Mandibuzz is on the Dark types, not the Flying types, as it goes for the Poison Gas. It leaves both Scyther and Noivern with the Poison condition. It is practically a guaranteed victory for the Numerable Devils, unless the Shimunu Keepers can do something huge here. An Acid from Scyther, not very effective on Crocodile. Crocodile going for the Avalanche here onto Noivern. Noivern holds on after that super effective move and just goes for the Sunny Day. It is going to see that sunshine down on it before that poison surely takes it out as the sunlight turns harsh. It's even going to eat its Leopard Berry to restore some of its PP, but here is that poisoning taking effect. It connects with Scyther first, but it is surely going to finish off Noivern, and that it does. Scyther is all by itself. It has 3 Dark type Pokemon to contend with, but Mandibuzz is going to go for an Avalanche of its own and finish the job here and now. The Numerable Devils have brought the winning streak of the Shimunu Keepers to an end with what turned out to be quite an emphatic victory. They built all the momentum in the last half of this matchup. They have secured their spot in 7th place for the end of this round, but the Shimunu Keepers do stay in 5th place after having such a great winning streak. Their next round will be against the Surchester Frost. The Numerable Devils will be facing the Olivine or next round. That match will be huge, but our very next matchup will be the Lumiose Lightning with a huge task as they try to take down the third place Opelucid Dragons. Lumiose Lightning are in 15th. They have not had a good season so far. See if they can change that. But until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field. And if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.